Do you know how much time you spend on your phone every day? Or let me put it in another way. Do you know how much time you did not spend on your phone every day? A recent study shows that 79% of the people of population between the ages 18 and 44 have their smartphone with them almost all the time, with only 2 hours of their waking day spent without their cell phone on hand. There's no doubt that smartphones are increasingly becoming essential in all aspects of our life. It benefits us in both work and daily life, make our life way easier. However, due to the overuse and inappropriate use of mobile phone, increasing prevalence of neck and shoulder pain has appeared in our society. Common physiological disease such as test claw, cell phone elbow, and flexed neck. Let me show you something. Do this posture look weird to you? In fact, this is exactly the common posture we have when using mobile phones. We are too obsessed with our mobile phones that we ignore the signals sent from our bodies. Ironically, humans took tens of thousands of years to evolve into Homo erectus, and mobile phones have bent people down again in this decade. I have observed many people's posture when using mobile phones indoor and outdoor. People are using mobile phones everywhere, but most of the people are not using it in the correct way. More than 90% of the people have their heads down, which is a major cause of shoulder, neck, and back pain. The weight of the head is a key factor for the neck pain. The neck's muscle, tendon, and ligaments are meant to support the head weight, 10 to 12 pounds, in a neutral position balanced atop the cervical spine. When texting on the phone, it is common to bend the head forward and look down at 45 or 60-degree angle, which places about 50 to 60 pounds of force on the neck. The neck is not able to withstand this amount of pressure over a prolonged period. Then, what is the good posture of holding mobile phones? The answer is to hold your mobile phone at eye level as much as possible. First, lift your chin and look straight forward to make your head is vertical with the spine. Raise your arm so that phone is within sight. In the end, make sure the mobile phone is 16 to 18 inches away from your eyes. However, even though we know what is good posture of holding mobile phone, still it is difficult to maintain because it is not easy to keep lifting arm in the air. People are very likely to return to their original posture because the arm muscle cannot support the weight of the hand. Therefore, we need tools to help people maintain this posture when using mobile phones. It is easy to find ergonomic chair designed for a laptop, but not much furniture out of market is designed for better using a mobile phone. My goals are to design objects that can both raise people's awareness of having proper posture while using mobile phones and give them support to better lift their smartphones. As a result, the design collections are between practical and critical. My design assumption is giving support on certain part of the body to help people maintain a proper posture of holding phones. To find out how and what's the best form to achieve the goals, I explore several directions of supporting different parts of the body. I try to get ergonomic inspiration from medical and sport equipment and make actual propulsion prototypes for people testing. After a series of prototype tests, supporting the elbow and wrist is the most effective way to keep people in a good posture of holding a mobile phone. The subway is one of the most important commute way of people in the city. At the same time, it is one of the most typical scenes that people are idle. They have nothing to do but browsing their phones or read a book. I choose the subway as the representative scenario to address my assumption. The internal space of the subway consists of seat, handrail, and straps. Whenever they are standing in the subway, sitting, or leaning on the subway, they need to interact with at least one of them to ensure their body is balanced. For this reason, when they hold the handle, only one hand can spare out to use mobile phones. Sometimes we can see people arm around the handrail to ensure the body balance, so they can have both hands to use mobile phone or read. It works for individual people sometimes, but when the car gets crowded, the posture will block other people's way to hold the handrail. So I thought, why not combine the two actions, holding handrail and using mobile phone together, to design an elbow rest on the handrail. In this way, when people put their elbow on it, it can not only keep them stable in the carriage, but also provide them a better posture to browse or read. This body rest collection has 6 pieces, 4 elbow rests, 1 wrist rest, and 1 wrist and chin rest. They are on different level between practical and critical. It is to achieve the goals of supporting people's body and raise their awareness. The first one is the double ring handrail. I cut this pool into 2 parts and insert 2 rings as elbow rests. People can put their elbow in the gap between the 2 rings and put their forearms on the higher rings. When people are not using the elbow rests, the roundness of the ring still provides the handrail functions. The second one is a spiral handrail placed in the middle of the subway. The vertical spiral shape provides great support at the elbow and forearms at the same time, which can better lift the entire arm and ensure the hand is kept at an appropriate angle. The inner section of the handrail uses bright color yellow to catch people's attention that informs that this is the part where to put their arms on. Furthermore, the spiral-shaped handrail provides the countless focus for people of different heights. Even children can use it if they wanted to read a book. Another advantage is that the spiral handrail have more places to hold than the straight one. When the car is crowded, it can allow more people to hold the handle together and avoid the embarrassment of touching the stranger's hands. People in public area will unconsciously stay in the corner to avoid becoming a conspicuous one in the enclosed space. The third one is the wavy handrail, placed on the horizontal handrail beside the seat. The wavy shape allows people to put their wrists on it and stay stable. It can be used in either one hand or both hands. The fourth one is the grips bar. Instead of providing the straight support of the elbow, this design needs the cooperation from user. The grips on the bar imply people to grab it. However, the grips is only accessible with the other hand that not next to the bar. People will form a posture that looks like arming themselves, and they can rest the other elbow on that arm. The fifth one is becoming a bit critical, called cross pull, placed in the corner of the subway. People put their elbow and wrist on the collar part of the cross, and their chin will also be supported by the upper pull. People may seem to be trapped by the cross pull, but in fact, this shape provides good support for people's body posture when using mobile phones. I hope people can reflect on their relationship with their phones when they see others using this object weirdly. The last one is elbow strap. This is the strap hang on the upper bar of the carriage. It is designed as a twist shape for holding people's elbow. Instead of the holding shape with hands, people use their elbow to hold the strap. The highlight color implies people to grab it and put it down to elbow level, then rest their elbow in it. The critical aspect of this design is people get support to maintain a good posture of holding the mobile phone, but they might need to swing their body with the moving subway. It wants people to think about their addiction to the mobile phones, why they can't stop a minute using mobile phone even when they're in a shaky subway car. Although these devices are not enough for everyone who uses the mobile phone in the subway, people are using this unusual object can remind others to adjust their own body posture. As for me, both being a designer and a mobile phone user, I know the mentality of people who are addicted to mobile phones. Even suffering from the neck pain, we still have been evading to think about the side effect of it. Consequently, when I tried to find a way to improve this situation, I was not only attempting to provide people with better support when using mobile phone, but also want all mobile phone users to think about what's the role of the mobile phone has been placed in our life and what's the negative effects it has brought to us. In the end, in addition to the subway scenes, this design element can also be applied to bus stop, train station, and airport halls. As long as it's a place where people chat it for a while, it could be the potential scenario. If you don't want to be surrounded by this phone leaf everywhere, you better check your posture now.